Ohio State wins the battle with Oklahoma for a four-star linebacker out of Texas. So it was a big swing and a miss for the Sooners, but I don't think the battle is over. They may have won the fight, but the war is far from over. We're going to talk about some other players that put up their top 10, 11s, and 12s that I actually think we have a chance to snag. Stick around. Coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thanks for pulling up to the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Payton Pierce as he decided to pick Ohio State over Oklahoma, as well as two players that have dropped their top 11 and 12 that I think the Sooners have a chance of winning. So we're going to dive right into that right now. So you all saw the news a couple days ago. Payton Pierce, linebacker out of Lovejoy, Texas, a quote-unquote legacy of Oklahoma. His great-grandfather played football at Oklahoma, and if I'm correct, his grandfather still lives in Norman. And so there was thoughts about a year ago that Oklahoma had a really good chance of winning him, and it looks like, based upon the relationship that Payton Pierce had with a new defensive assistant, James Leonidas, over there at Ohio State, he felt like more like home there, so he decided to commit to Ohio State. Now, I don't think that that's a bad thing for the Sooners right now. I don't even think the recruiting of Payton Pierce is over right now, because it does appear that Payton is still going to go out there and do some official visits. We'll see how that goes once the summer hits, but I think the Sooners still may have a chance to potentially flip him if he decides that he wants to go ahead and get a change of scenery. But based upon the article that I read and his commitment, it was something bigger than football for him to make that commitment to Ohio State. And granted, I totally understand. He's a hell of an athlete. He's got a lot of potential. And so I wish him the best. And hopefully, like I said, we got a chance. We can maybe sway him back. But if that thing bigger than football is what keeps him at Ohio State, man, Ohio State's got themselves a good one. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and shift our gears into another prospect. Before we dive into these top 10 players, hop in the comments. Let me know. Are you concerned? Because I've been seeing a few people talking about concerns out there, and honestly, I see no reason to be. It's early. It's April. So there's a lot of recruiting still going down. But hop in the comments. Tell me, is there any other prospects that you all have seen out there that you think the Sooners should go after and hopefully potentially win? Love to get your feedback. If you are new to this channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification and join the family. We're at about 8,500 subscribers. Thank you all so much. The goal is 10,000 by the end of the summer. So we're going to ramp up the content here right after the spring game and talk a lot about the 2022 and 2023 class. So make sure you check out the shorts that we'll be putting out for that, as well as some long form content to talk about the players to keep your eyes out on this coming season. And so, without further ado, I want to talk about a couple of prospects that I think the Sooners have a really good chance of landing, and they're pretty special in their own case. One out of Oklahoma, one out of Texas. And so let's start with the hometown favorite, the one that I would love the Sooners to snatch up, Xadavian Sims out of Durant, Oklahoma. Now, Zay dropped his top 10 a couple of days ago, probably about the end of last week. And, of course, the Sooners were on there. He's based out of Durant, Oklahoma. He's part of the C4 Sports Group over there with Sean Cooper. That man's doing some fantastic stuff. And you can tell that the prospects that are coming through his system are showing out in northern Texas and southern Oklahoma. And Sims is another one of those. We'll show some film on him in just a minute. But let's dive into him as far as size-wise. 6'4", about 235. He's got a nice motor. Looks like he's strong. He looks bigger than what his weight shows, and it's more so because of his stoutness. Like, he's got some pretty big arms, wide chest, wide shoulders. He looks like a big dude on the field, and overall top 230 player in the country. 24/7 has him as a 4-star, top 120, basically 121 in the country, number 1 in the state, and some of the others have him as second in the state. Depending on who you're watching. But honestly, I'm big on Zay Sims. I think Xadavian Sims has a very good chance of being something special on the defensive end here for the Sooners. And I think we actually have a chance to compete for him. Right now, a lot of people are pushing him towards Michigan State. And the Spartans have been doing a lot of damage here in Oklahoma. I'm not going to lie. They're doing a really good job of recruiting out here, but that doesn't mean to me that he's going to go there. It just means that they have very big interest in him, especially after getting by Job last year out of the city of Norman, Oklahoma. He was able to snatch him up and send him to Michigan State, but that doesn't mean to me that they'll be able to pull any more. I think Oklahoma did a very good job with getting PJ out of Byway and really expanding from that. I think we had a good chance with Sims with all of the other big defensive players that we have. This staff has really focused on defense, and I like it. So as you're watching the film behind me and seeing this man run around, he's got a motor. He's a monster. He knows how to hit. He can grab. I think my favorite thing about him is my favorite thing about a lot of the prospects that I'm seeing that the Sooners are going after are hitters and people that know how to tackle. Like they grab and they don't let go. They get the sack. They get the players down. And they cause havoc. And that's something that we got to be really good at is not missing tackles, especially when you get those tackles for loss. Getting them in the backfield is key to make sure that we are pushing everybody forward. So, y'all let me know. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know. What's your thoughts on Xadavian Sims? Do you think Xadavian's going to come here to Oklahoma? Do you think we have a chance? I personally think we do. I'm going to give ourselves maybe like a 60%er right now. I'm not going to say I'm at 100% confident. I think some other schools are definitely going to offer up as much as possible to get them, but I do think we have a really good chance. So keep your eyes out for Mr. Sims, and you'll see a lot more content from me on him as the season progresses. Next item up for bid. Let's jump into the next player that I think the Sooners have a really good chance at, and this one really excites me. Cornerback Kobe Black. Kobe Black, 6'1", about 180, 190, out of Connolly, Waco, Texas area, Connolly High School. He has been to Oklahoma a few times. He's popped up, with a few beautiful pictures showing his love for being there, asking everybody to pull up, reading an article and his quotes. I mean, I think he does enjoy Norman. I think he got his attention. But one thing that's crazy about him is that his brother plays at Oklahoma State, Corey Black. He's a corner. He was like a top 500 player in the country. Kobe is a top 15 in the country. Everybody believes this kiddo is special. And he's something that would be great to add to the secondary that we're trying to do here at Oklahoma, especially because we'll have some seniors leaving at the end of this season. And we've got a lot of young talent that's going to play corner here. Don't get it twisted. The 23 class has got a couple that's pretty nice, but it's always great to bring in one of the best in the country when you can. And so watching the film here on Kobe can move. He plays on both sides of the ball. He's one of those athletes like Jacoby Johnson was for us this past class, and we'll have him this summer. He can play both sides. So he can pinpoint the ball, get it at the high point. He can play defense. He can break up passes. He can do both. He can go all the way around. And that's something that's, to me, is pretty special when you have a player that knows how to get those pick sixes and go. Yeah, you like a player that can anticipate the quarterback's movement. You can anticipate what's going to happen and go ahead and make the magic happen. And also he can catch. So he can go out there and play receiver if, you want to put him on both sides of the ball. But great thing on him is I love his coverage. I love his ability to play in coverage. I love his ability to force bad passes. And he knows how to play in the special teams as well. You'll see him return some kicks, and he'll find the hole, and he's gone. So that's a big name player that I think the Sooners could potentially win. And that's someone that, like I say, I get excited about. I like seeing that we're falling in the top 10 of these top players. That's a huge deal to me because that means that some of the best players want to come play for our coaches. And that tells you that some of our coaches are considered some of the best in the country. So because of that, that's a reason in itself to be excited. So take a look at Kobe. Tell me what you think. Hop in the comments. Y'all think we got a chance at Kobe? Think we got a chance at one of the top corners in the country? I know I do. So definitely want to hear from you all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I know I've been a little scattered over the last few, dropping a short here and there, testing some stuff out. So I love your feedback. We are just trying to make sure that we can get something to you on a regular basis. The goal is to get to one video a day in some capacity, either it being a main video or a short. But we'll definitely pick up everything once the spring game hits next week. This weekend, we'll talk quarterbacks in preparation for it, and definitely make sure you pull up to the live. You'll see it in the community with the post. let's finalize things. YouTube has some videos for you to watch. I think you should check out one of these next as we talk about some of the commits that we got and all the excitement. Thanks for pulling up. We will chop it up about a day or so.